Okay, see if this is live or not yet. It's probably a false start. Right. Give it a second. We'll see. I'll find out. Nope, I think we are good. It actually went live early. Hold on, I got to check one thing. That I'm going to put this down and get to you guys and gals. Okay. All right. Flip this over so we can't be disturbed. All right. Hey, everybody. It's Jason Blaha here, and we are live. Let me give you guys a four-up shot before we get started. Veins are on point today. Link this. Quick reminder to follow me on the Facebook fitness page. Appreciate it if those of you who join in do so. And give me a like as soon as you get in here also. And I'm going to briefly cover a topic, then I will get to your questions. And I'm going to ignore certain things. We're just going to ignore them. Rather than get riled up, we're just going to ignore silly stuff like y'all asking relationship questions. I can't help you if you can't talk to women. Just give up on life. All right. Over to the point, though. Frequency. I feel like I'm going to have to say this over and over and over. And the reason I have to say it a lot, people are like, but you said, even though I've made 20, 30, 40 videos on this since then, people are like, but you said back in the day that the muscle protein synthesis and, well, okay, look, that evidence has been largely ignored. What we have found is that, yes, muscle protein synthesis only lasts about 48 hours. That's it after you train. But training more frequently, when it's been studied, that factor doesn't seem to be relevant. It just doesn't seem to be relevant. The only reason to add more frequency is if you need more training volume. That's it. That's kind of the only reason. And plenty of people have won Mr. Olympia's place at the Mr. Olympia, broke powerlifting world records, training muscle once a week, training a lift once a week. People have done it successfully for years and years and years. Those of us who were pushing the muscle protein synthesis hypothesis, because it was a hypothesis, this was not extremely extrapolated out with data. It was, hey, this is what seems to happen. So therefore, we're concluding maybe we should do this. Okay. We didn't have proof that the evidence that it would actually work. We were extrapolating, and we all got it wrong. Myself, most of the evidence-based fitness world, 10, 12 years, we flat got it wrong. The bros were right. We have to get over it. You can get the same results training once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. There are pros and cons to all of it, but gaining more muscle isn't dependent upon that. It just isn't. So now that we got that out of the way, again, so that people understand where I'm coming from there, that this is me just following the real word of the evidence and saying, look, it's a big one that I got wrong. And I've said for a long time I got it wrong. Okay. So let's move forward. All right. Let's see if we can get to some actual questions. At least we're getting decent likes this quick in. That normally hasn't been happening. We're getting likes, but no questions. All right. Let's talk about my back down here. If you're interested, look up Andre Smave. He holds the weighted pull-up record at 270. I was 375 out of weight. His back is wider than Ronnie Coleman. I seriously mean that. That would be a tall order. I mean, hypothetically, it's possible if he's that strong at a weighted pull-up. Dean, no, it's not slower. I don't think you understood. It's not slower. It is purely personal preference on your part with pros and cons. The muscle gains between once, twice, 3 times a week, probably no measurable difference. So no, don't say it's fine. No, it can literally be optimal. It's not just fine. It can be optimal. And it's not going to be slower. Okay. My back says, do you think Emma would be able to handle Michelle's training volumes? Probably not. Do you think Emma lives like a professional athlete full time? Did we get any indication that Emma literally built her life around recovery? %, nothing spared in regard to that. So the answer is no. Again, I want to be clear when we talk about Michelle's training volume, she literally optimizes her entire lifestyle 24 hours a day towards recovery. Down to does not eat junk food at all. Dean, what are you confused by? I don't know where the confusion is, but let's get over to the other questions. Thoughts on amateur wrestling drills for the neck? I don't have thoughts on it. I don't know what they're doing. What exercises increase your grip strength the most? I don't know. Just pulling in general without straps, honestly. My back says she always seemed pretty mature. I thought the only reason you didn't let clients do that back then was you were more closed-minded. No. What does mature have to do with it? Did we ever give the impression that Emma sleeps 10 hours a night? Did you ever get the impression that Emma hasn't had a drink of alcohol in 20 years or hasn't eaten table sugar on any sort of regular? Do you see what we're saying? So no, these are not comparable. All right. Dean says, but here's where I'm getting confused with twice a week, you'd be able to add more reps quicker. Why do you think you'd be able to add more reps quicker? What is your logic behind that? Because I don't think that is the case. Longlead says, I think that's the key. If you are on recovery, then you shouldn't be training 6 days a week for that much volume. Yeah. I mean, you have to build your lifestyle around it, right? Do you live a perfect lifestyle? Do you live your life like a professional athlete? Wilton says, you recommend foam rolling or massage? I like massage guns. I don't think foam rollers really do anything. I own one. I haven't used it forever. Data doesn't support it. I mean, if you enjoy using a foam roller, do it. I feel like massage guns help a little, but I've had at least one doctor I know who did. Let's see. Hosta, I don't care what Eric Konevsky says. So Eric is not someone I would get advice from. So if he said that you should follow my advice, you should ignore. Oh, I thought you said he should. Yeah, well, who gives a shit? All right. You clearly don't even lift if you follow Eric Konevsky. Okay. That's it. You're a non-lifter. Get out of here. Just frequency or volume, which do you prioritize? I'm going to need you to type that as a coherent question. One says, my back feels stiff and beat up. I need to crack it. Lots of the foam roller help. I don't know. It may give you some placebo. But you need to ask, why is it getting stiff? What's going on that's causing it to be stiff? Is it a muscle weakness? Are you overtraining it? Are you undertraining it? Dean says, I suppose the big advantage of training once a week is more days of recovery, like a whole week. Your joints and tendons feel better. I would say, if anything, it feels better on your joints, honestly. Wilton says, isn't it hard to hit the weekly recommended temp? No. You shouldn't. 20 is the extreme end. I don't think 20 is really doable for most people. So you come over to 10 is fine. But we come over to 10 to 12, you can get away with. All right. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. If you're adding more days, it's because you want more volume. So you would train a muscle twice a week and you're like, man, I really want 16, 20 sets. Okay. But you're doing it because you want the volume, not because of the frequency itself. Because at that point, 16 to 20 sets in a workout for one muscle, you're just not going to recover from it. You just simply aren't. If they're hard sets, you're probably going to regress. So again, it comes down to, what are you trying to do with your volumes? And that is kind of the reason why we may do more frequency in some cases. So they're just personal preference, but it's not going to necessarily be better. And that's the point. Tyrone says, how often are you training neck these days, bro? It looks thick. I train neck once a week. I do 3 sets of neck extensions with a 55-pound plate for at least 12 reps, which I do them on camera. And yes, for those curious, this is a protein shake. My back says, do you prefer bent over rows or pin lay rows? For bodybuilding, I like the bent over. I think pin rows are a phenomenal deadlift accessory. I think they're a phenomenal weightlifting accessory too. But just for overall back fitness, since I'm already doing pull-ups, I kind of like the bent over. But I mean, pin lays are still a great exercise. One arm dumbbell rows are great exercise. Steel rows are great exercise. You know what? Rows are a great exercise. How's that? Is it normal to get a lot of fatigue in the lower mid back after squatting 5 rep sets? Yeah, pretty common. Wilton says, so 10 sets is more than enough for max gains. For 95% of people, I will say the answer to that is yes. There will be individuals due to their lifestyle, genetics, level of conditioning, recovery, who may benefit from more than 10. But the majority of people, actually, I won't say that. We'll say 80 to 90%. You're probably not going to see anything beyond that, in my opinion, based on observation, unless you're training like a pussy. Then you're probably going to need more sets. You might need 30. What protein am I drinking? This is Optimal Nutrition chocolate and Fairlife milk. In your experiences doing only pull-ups build exceptional rowing strength other than lower body stability comes from deadlifting? Yeah, it carries over completely. What was your starting weight for squats and deadlifts? Were you naturally strong? 225 pounds, and it was probably really sloppy, and I probably didn't hit depth. My first day in the weight room, one of my cousins taught me how to squat, and I squatted 225. The first time I ever tried to deadlift, I pulled 455. Caveat, I had been lifting for over a year already when I did the deadlift, not the squat. Just running built my 225 squat. But the deadlift, I was already squatting like 400, 405. And I was already able to do rows and pull-ups. So obviously, powerlifters at the gym saw me doing some shrugs. They saw me doing shrugs with like 400, 405, like with straps and stuff. They saw me come over and pick it up halfway out of the rack. They were like, dude, hey man, come over here and deadlift. You ever deadlift? I'm like, no, I've never deadlifted. Or I think I was doing it with like a high handle trap bar or something. I think that's what it was. But I was doing shrugs with it, like off the floor. And they're like, you need to come over and deadlift. And they taught me how to deadlift, and I just kept adding weight. And I think I got to like 455. Wilton says, you get back pain from walking with a 50-pound vest? No. Dean says, with once a week training, is it allow you to do more exercises in each muscle? 3 exercises could be 9 sets or 5. Yeah, totally. Wilton, that's a stupid question. Everybody knows that people wear weight vests. I've walked in grocery stores in it, never had an issue. Furthermore, why does it matter? Wilton, why does it matter? You can't stop people who aren't breaking the law. It's not illegal to wear body armor. You do know that, right? The police can't just stop me because I'm doing something legal and detain me. Okay, that's not how it works. They have to have probable cause. My back says, when will you buy a proper leg press? Do you plan on saving for it? I have no current plan for it. BF says, is upright row a good substitute for overhead press? I use a squat rack in my garage and the ceiling is too low to extend my arms up. No, they're completely different. Why don't you just do a seated press then? All right, do them seated. Do you feel like a cop? No. Well, cops don't wear that type of armor. They usually wear soft armor with a trauma plate. That's like would be like a full plate in the front and back. So, hubby, how do you stay consistent as you age when your motivation and energy go down? You stay in shape and you create habits. Your habits create that. Right. My back says, will you ever live stream a weight vest walk? I don't, can we live stream on our phones? I don't know. I've never tried. I don't have a set, I don't measure miles and stuff. I just walk at however long I feel like walking. I literally do not have a plan. I throw the vest on and I decide to go walk till I feel like coming home. That is my entire strategy. That is my grand master plan involving calculus and taking derivatives. However long I feel like. It's whatever, dude. Is it okay to have a light weight training day? Sure, you can. BF says, I only have a flat bench against the word, but yeah, you should probably get an adjustable one, man. James Prince, do you program the box squat for some people? For some people, I don't currently use it, but I would consider rotating it back in. My back is bigger. Says, how close are you being able to say you have a daddy physique for internet standards? I've been there months ago. Be aware, guys. Step away from the internet. Okay, step away from the fitness world and objectively look at what I look like in my training vlog this morning. You do realize, to the average person walking down the street, I might as well be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, set aside internet fitness muscle dysmorphia in standards. Okay, set that aside and think about the average person. Okay. Wilton says, that sounds meditative and relaxing. That's the idea. That's why I don't put any stress on it. There's no, oh, I've got to hit X number of miles. My training is all focused. My cardio, man, we just get in and just do our thing, man. You know? G for less says, I could see where the folks around there may not know what a weight vest and see it as suspicious. Do you know where I live? You do realize people like open carry here, right? You do realize, like, when I go to the grocery store, people are wearing a piece right there. It's kind of normal. The fuck are you talking about? He looks suspicious. He looks suspicious walking around, because they don't all know who I am already, you know, the neighborhood. All right. I mean, I've literally had someone chatting over something with some neighbors over the group thing and stop and talk. He says, oh, you're that guy who walks around with the weight vest on. I had a guy say that the first time I met him. All right. I mean, come on. Wilton says, advice for someone's triceps, it won't grow. My triceps literally stick in instead of out. Well, you should try training them. Hanku says, which of the two are a better choice for muscle gains, a rack pull below the knee or 45-degree hyperextension, or only RDLs on? What? I don't know. I suppose RDLs. All right. Raw, I don't know about that. Honestly, most people think I come across as a nice guy. James says, even a natural with 5+ years of training at 200 pounds plus pounds will look like a beast to the average person, ignoring internet standards. Right, exactly. And James, I'm 205 with visible abs and I rep 315 on bench. Come on. Dean says, people care far too much what other people think. Just ignore. Exactly, dude. My back, because I've said her entire lifestyle, because of the heat, all the stuff. No, I've said those things are not useless. They add a small amount. Keeping in mind that, what if I keep telling you, the totality of the lifestyle? You need to put that into perspective. What does a professional athlete do? They do 10 different things. They do everything in their power, hoping that something hits for recovery. They throw everything with the kitchen sink at it, right? We've covered this many times. That's what she does. All right. Brady says you have a right to carry a pew pew. It's normal and very smart. I don't want to leave the house without one. Why would I? I mean, I agree. I don't think a sane person these days would walk out their door without one. I don't even understand the logic. Omi, you literally saw me standing up and down off my incline bench today. That's it. I'm gonna do it while I'm sitting here. Could you give a gym tour and show your equipment? You've seen all of it. I mean, I don't know that we need a tour. It's just a garage, dude. It all gets seen on camera every week. Keep in mind, I vlog all 5 of my workouts, and you see every angle of the gym through the week. Just check the vlogs. Coach, if you were looking back at yourself as a 15-year-old pencil neck Jason who never looked forward, would you rather do starting strength? If I didn't have anything but cookie cutter templates, I'd probably consider 531. Because you said our primary focus is compete in bikini, we may do figure, actually. But that hasn't been decided yet. Calves. Wilton says, I don't need a pew-pew. I use my fists only. Yep, words of a dead man right there. Ooh, dead man, walk in. Dead man, walk in. What are you, 15 years old? Come on. G for less, what did you retract? I see that you retracted a message. Anyone catch what it was? All right. No, I'm not answering questions like that. What are your thoughts on the placebo effect? Well, my thoughts on the placebo effect are irrelevant. Placebo effects are extremely powerful. This is a well-documented scientific phenomenon. All right. What are the reps and sets you recommend for pullovers? I can only use a 10, 20, 25. 3 sets to failure. I'm not even going to prescribe reps. Take them to failure. When's your next sled push pull video? I've been waiting for days for it. I don't have it planned. We didn't bring up Michelle's glutes. And if you guys have seen some of the photo shoots, because she does 4 to 5 shoots a week sometimes, her glutes have grown a lot. So it's been a whole combination of exercises, right? It's been a wide variety. It's been a wide variety of movements, squatting, hip hinges, all this stuff. Looking lean these days. I used to follow you back on Ice Cream Fitness who lived in the UK. All right. Yeah, she's a model. She's done several magazines. She's been in like 6 magazines. Can I see your current Warhammer figures? A bunch of it's boxed up because I'm taking some of them to a little event soon. Hold on. I don't know how long it's going to work. You can see kind of what's on the shelf, and then I'm going to put this back. There's a bunch of them up on the shelf. All right. But now this whole camera is going to be messed up for the whole damn stream now. I shouldn't have done that. All right. We just ruined the whole live stream because of me answering a silly question. I don't know how to fix this. Well, we might have to just end this and start over so I can figure this camera out. All right. Well, that's it. Remind me not to do silly shit like that again to answer questions. All right. Because now, all right. I don't know how to fix it. What do we do? Aha, wait a minute. Got to go like this. There it goes. We have the right angle. All right, let me put it up just a hair higher. All right, we should be good. All right, let's get back over. Not quite right. Louis, what do you mean? Is the placebo effect a good thing? Placebo effect can be a good thing. It can be a terrible thing. Placebo effects kill people. Placebo effects help with cancer. They do horrible and great things both. Go do some research on placebo. This is common scientific knowledge. Is Michelle happy with Team Blaha? Hopefully she doesn't make the mistake of leaving again. Nope. Even people have noted on there who know her and trained with her. They've even said online there. Yep. She's much happier being back there. Way happier. No, she's back indefinitely. Omi, well, we want to talk about my excess skin. Probably a couple pounds. Charles Robbins says, when are you going to do a bodybuilding show? I have no plans. I have no plans to ever do a bodybuilding show. Not currently in the works. Coach, can we see you inside a door frame since the camera is messed up? No. All right. Roll says, should I snack on palmetto bug for extra protein? That's just weird. Coach, I'm coming to Texas on holiday. I know that you're British now. Thoughts on Clear Muscle? It's on sale. I don't know what that is. Dang, so many ads. I think Michelle is hot. Is Brady? There we go. Appreciate it. Redmond, not a snowball's chance in hell that I'm going to allow a stranger from my following to show up and do a session with me. Like literally, I'm just going to tell you, do not do it. Coach, what's your choice cut of beef and when will you do another meal vlog? I don't plan on doing any eating on camera again. I didn't like it. It's weird. I prefer sirloin or I prefer leaner steaks, honestly. You're talking taste or what do I think we should be eating health-wise? Probably sirloin because it's leaner. Taste-wise, I'm going to go with ribeye or a T-bone, I suppose. I don't think you should eat them every day, though. The saturated fat adds up real quick from those. Jason raking in that ad revenue. Dude, you'd be shocked how well these live streams do. Even though the views might not seem that high, you'd be kind of surprised. My back, I'm not going to discuss Emma's specific situations. No, not reasonable. Do you like a London broil? Yeah. Spencer Jones is sitting in traffic on my way to gym. Well, join us, man. Chime on in. Enjoy the feed. Hey, Jason's except for someone super skinny, 5'2", 122 pounds, go against a lean bulk. 2 pounds a month for that person actually probably would be a lean bulk. Well, you said pre-workouts don't work even if it does a placebo. The reason, Louis, I gave a hypothesis. What was my reason for that? I explained in vast detail why I think the placebo still wasn't enough to produce a response. In those videos, I covered that. Think about it. I'm going to let you step back and think about why I told you. Would you ever discuss your net worth? No. G for less, I'm not going to discuss what YouTube pays. Spencer says, I'm in Fort Worth. Awesome. Is that your streaming shirt? For this week, it's my streaming shirt. You guys know I have this same shirt in 8 colors. I don't know why. I just kept buying them at that same store. I liked the cut and the fit. And I bought like 8 different colors. How much has your outreach improved as you got lean? It's actually my analytics themselves have had a good upward trickle. I think they're gonna. If I keep getting leaner and leaner beyond this, I think it's going to continue quite a bit. It'll probably take off pretty well. What numbers do you find impressive? Let's say 405 bench, 600 squat, anything over 600 deadlifts, I think are all impressive. Coach, you ever tried wide grip supinated pull-ups to extend range of motion, straight bar preacher curls? Straight bar preacher curls for my setup don't work, so I've never really messed with them. Just the room of it. So you mean a wide grip chin up is the term you're using? Yeah, I just don't like them. Maximum, I don't discuss people's personal lives on here. Louis, I remember you said it wasn't enough. You also said, okay. Louis, you need to go do some research on the placebo effect, dude. I'm not teaching medicine 101. Come on, bro. Go research how placebos work. Yes, people have died from placebo effects when fighting illnesses. Doctors are aware of this. Like literally placebos when you're going through cancer treatment, like a placebo that causes you to think you're going to die can kill you. Okay. In the case of the pre-workouts, I gave extreme details as to why I think they counteract the placebo effect. Do I need to remake the video? Probably sounds like it's time to remake another video on why they don't work. Is your channel going to get a YouTube hype button? What does that mean? Richard, you can't just throw things like that out there like that and not tell me what that means. Thoughts on Dorian Yates doing yoga now? I don't have thoughts on it. How many days a week can you hit biceps? I don't know. Best way for somebody to get strong enough to do chin-ups, I guess, work on rows and curls until you're strong enough. Spencer said, yeah, placebo is like freshman psychology. Thoughts on Mark Convertman returning deadlift after a bicep tear doing 230 for 10 reps. He switched to hook grip. I'm a little concerned because I did see some of that arm bend still. And hook grip doesn't save you from bicep tears. Straps don't save you from bicep tears. Locking your elbow saves you from bicep tears. Wilton people still recognize me. All right. Is it true that we can hit core every day? Maybe. I've done it for stretches. How often is optimal to get stretched out? Wilton, I don't understand your question. What do you mean getting stretched? Like, is this a weird sex question or something? All right, you should make another Milo in the Bull video. It's a beautiful story to remind about progressive overload. I should, man. I don't have one in the rotation. Thank you for reminding me. I mean, like stretch. I don't know what you're asking me. So if I get a placebo effect from Turkestan, that's a good thing. No, probably not. Richard Farmer says, is your channel going to get a YouTube hype button? Again, let me state, what is a YouTube hype button? I don't know what that is. Is that like something they serve at Denny's? All right, my bike says, Martin and Bugenhagen are so strong but so stubborn at the same time they don't pull the slack before lifting the bar. I don't think it's either of them are coachable. It could be, could be. Absolutely could be the case. Let me put this down a little bit more. We can't see the forearms. We'll not do that again where I moved that in. Chris says, do you think Bugenhagen is natural? That would be like asking me, hey, Jason, do you think Cooter Brown has ever drank alcohol? All right. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, my God. Sorry, I don't mean to use God's name in vain, but I mean, say Cooter Brown. You were clearly not a country boy. All right. All right, let me put it in a different. That's like saying, hey, do you think Snoop Doggy Dogg might have ever tried cannabis? Like once, maybe when he was in college. Because I don't think Snoop Dogg has ever touched the devil's lettuce. He's probably never even been in a room with it. You know, that's literally what the question, that you're at that level with that question. All right. Back says he's literally the former WWE wrestler Torres followed the both for amazing moves. Have you seen many people build big squats and deadlifts without using belts? Yeah. You just jealous? No, Chris, I don't even dislike him. I'm just calling it like it is. Like that's not even a reasonable. Your opinion to say that is not even reasonable. Because I'm not even saying it as a negative insult. It's just reality. Like he's not even a conservative user. It's not even remotely fucking imaginable. All right. Benefits of drinking a gallon of water a day. There aren't any. That's probably more than you need. Have you ever any plans on starting your own clothing line? This has been asked to me by someone close in my life. Within the last week, well, you should really consider why haven't you started a serious clothing line with your stuff? You should do that. Okay. Chris, no, you aren't. All right. Omar says, good evening, coach. What about Keno Booty? Guys, we're not doing a natty or not. Oh my, do I need to just start a whole fake natty thing again? All right. Louis says Turk doesn't have the pre-workout side, so the placebo. No. Louis, if you take Turkestone, you're done. Sorry. That's it. I do have some stuff, guys. I do have a little Teespring thing under there. You can get some merch. I do need to expand all of it. Yeah, I mean, I've got a Teespring shop, but they run it for me. YouTube does. They're a YouTube partner. Jeff's side is natty. I don't care what you say. It's how big of his dad. It's all genetics. Jeff's side is not big, by the way. I have met him. He's not my size, that's for sure. All right. He's very small. He's not as big as Jeff. People have seen me in a room with Jeff's side. We're not. No, he's not 6'1". He's the same height as me, dude. When I met him, he was about 5'9", about 170 pounds. Internet stats, 6 foot, 218-inch arms. That's internet stats, guys. That's not reality. All right. Michael Hearn skips truth day. Yeah, but his info is still great. His training is great. Rich Piano was 6'5". The only physique we've seen of Jeff, we don't care about Jeff getting women or not. Is your physique obtainable, Natty, or someone? Yeah, hire me to coach you, man. That's it. Exquisite says, couldn't we say the same for you? What do you mean? That is not a complete thought. All right. The same what for me? Maximum, no, dude. I have been in a room with Jeff Side. You can't. Bullshit. No. Nope. 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 Guns. I have been seen in pictures on the internet next to well-known high-level power lifters. I have been photographed with Matt Ogus and Chris Lovato. Okay, come on. All right. How much is coaching? My coaching is $300 a month. How much would you guess your deadlift is right now? Low. Richard Fromage. You're comparing apples to oranges, right? Being lean doesn't mean you're on. People can get fat on gear. It's staying ultra lean is what we're talking about. Usually requires some pharmaceutical assistance. And that's the point. It's not that guys on gear can't gain fat. All right. Does that make sense? Have you found that getting leaner has changed your energy levels at all? Nope. Are you as big as Athlete X? Is it arguable that Michael Hearn lying about his natty card to get more outreach is a good thing because he gives good lifting advice? I don't know how to even answer that, to be honest. Damn. But seriously, dude, for someone to stand there and say that Jeff's side is as big as me is honestly, I'm actually fucking insulted, and I'm not like upset about it, but that is actually a really deep insult. That is a deep insult because he's not big. I have met him. Like, sorry, dude, that is just ridiculous. Look at pics of him with magic lighting dialed down, dieted down. Zachary, people make comments. They make comments to me. How long ago did you meet him? 2014. But it's not like he looks significantly bigger now than back then. He didn't get taller, and I don't think he's gained 50 pounds of muscle. You know? G for less, that's a weird question. Why would you assume that they go to YouTubers and do that? I'm bigger than you. I'm smaller than Jeff said. No, you aren't. Dude, Jeff isn't that big. Exquisite. Yeah, I look way better than 10 years ago. Dude, Jeff had similar, he's gained maybe 10 pounds of muscle since that time from anything I've seen ever at his biggest. Isn't Vegan Gains like 6'5" or something? Exquisite because I haven't seen the changes, you know, and his frame, like just his structure alone. Like he's a very small frame. He's a very small frame dude with like a little bird chest front to back and everything. He looks good because he gets lean and he has nice wide shoulders, you know, and a small waist. I mean, it gives him, he's aesthetic as hell, don't get me wrong, but he's not big. And he's certainly not anywhere near my size. All right. I have no idea because I've never met Richard. I don't know his height and proportions. So I can't scale proportions because I've not met the man. So I don't know. I have no idea. It's completely different when I've been in the same room with someone. I'm not bigger than Bugenhagen. No, dude, Bugenhagen, Boog is big. All right. Man, now you guys are arguing about YouTubers that none of you have ever met. How big they are. Do you still own the Spartan costume? Of course. Richard Farmers, you said, of course you were training. I see no reason why Eddie Hall would say, I want to train with Scott. Like, I just don't see why he would have an interest in doing that. So I kind of stated that then, right? I don't see that happening. So, I mean, people ask things like that, and realistically, I see no reason why Eddie Hall would reach out to me. Like, I just see no reason. Matt is pretty stacked. Matt is short, but he's stacked. I mean, people photographed me giving Matt Ogus a piggyback ride right in the middle of an expo. He jumped up on my shoulders. I walked down and gave him a piggyback ride. Like hundreds of people watching. I mean, Matt was more jacked than Jeff Side. G says, G for less agreed. I doubt you'd be getting any messages. Yeah, I don't even see why people think about that. All right. Yeah, exactly. Let's get some actual fitness questions. How much protein do you eat a day personally? Right now, as of at the moment, about 300 grams a day. Is it because I need it? No. Is it nice for fat loss and satiety? Yes. Good thermic effect. All right. Not even in the same tier. At my strongest, how close am I with Eddie Hall's lifts? The most you've ever seen me deadlift is 635. You've seen what Eddie Hall lifts. Okay. Omi says, when you measure grams of protein, no, we know how much protein is in half a pound of chicken, no? What about your carbs and fats? I don't track those. I track calories and protein loosely. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized Eric Kaneskis or one Eric Kaneski-sized duck? You don't need to talk about Kaneski. Just get out of here. Actually, I'm not going to ban you, Chris. You're a total goofball troll, but you know what? You're not like a bad troll, so I'm gonna let you stay. Do you ever program push pull overs? I don't understand the question. How common do you think synthol is? I don't. I think everyone cites test and other gear, but I'm not going to discuss that. We don't live in that world anymore. Richard, I wasn't representing any brand. I was there just as a free agent. He was with, I think it was Gymshark. Thoughts on Eddie Hall having headaches after he did the world record? Well, yeah, obviously, dude. The dude lifted 500 kilograms. I'm sure he didn't feel fantastic afterwards. Louis says neck looking thick at the walk and the training definitely shows. Thank you. Wow, what a weird. Strict press versus push press. I usually program the strict press. Okay. Would you take a My Protein sponsorship? Why would My Protein sponsor me? G for less. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't remember. Related lifting question: does Michelle have a lower back weakness on the deadlift? No, I feel like her hamstrings probably limit her deadlift the most. Why does everybody at the gym look miserable? I don't know. They need better programming then. They hired me as a coach. We would have programming that they loved day in and day out. Exquisite. That's not a complete question. All right. If your back hurts from squats and deadlifts, can you do weighted pistol squats and glute? Pistol squats are not a good exercise for actual hypertrophy. We've covered this in the past. How many hours before bedtime do you stop your eating window? A few hours, a couple hours at least. Chris, maybe you need to fix what's causing your low back problem. Again, I have coaching slots open. These are fixable problems. Oh, okay, exquisite. You asked, why would my protein sponsor you? And I responded with, because you have 114,000 subs. I mean, maybe. If they're only doing protein, yeah, I probably might consider it. I'm not going to pimp a bunch of other things, but I use protein powders. I like whey protein. I'd consider it. Car accident, have 3 herniated discs and 7 millimeter protrusions. Ouch. Damn, dude. All right. Now I understand. Now that is a valid reason. I would look into other isolateral stuff, maybe step ups, split squats, other single leg. Get some machines, dude. Right? Machine training in your case. Right? That would be what I would recommend. Leg presses, whatever you need access to, leg extensions, leg curls. Just get in and train your legs on machines if you have to. Yeah, I mean, if your back is like that, squats and deadlifts are probably out. I'm just going to straight up agree with you there. I'm not even going to hate on you for that, right? I don't blame you one bit. So, do you train any bodybuilders? Of course I train bodybuilders. All right. Oh man, the protein hath runneth empty. The protein hath runneth dry. It is sad days indeed. All right. We got good views for a little bit. Yeah, it's winding down. So we're getting towards the top of the hour. This might have been a little earlier than optimal on a weekday. But, it's all good. These things get a lot of views later. I bet some of these get a couple thousand views after. Do you think we'll see any posing as you get more aesthetic? I don't know. Do you have a cap on clients? I kind of have always a soft running idea, but here's going to be my rule. If I ever get too many client applications, I'll just raise prices. You just shift it around supply and demand. I do some nutrition, but I recommend they get posing coaches and stuff, obviously. I don't do their show prep. I'll do their training all the way into the show. I plan on staying in Texas indefinitely at this point. Would you do group coaching? I don't know about that. Like classes or group classes? Maybe. I don't know. I could probably do a seminar or something one day. Do you still read fiction books as a way? I haven't been lately. I still have a pretty big collection, but I haven't been reading. For me, stress relief is my painting. It's my guitars. That's my other stuff at the moment. Outside of social type activities. It's the oldest client you would take. My current oldest is 62. No, just have 3 or 4 buddies interested in joining the same training program and scheduled to save money. So you're asking like, hey, if me and all my buddies signed up, would you write programs for all of us? It may be like a slightly reduced rate. If you guys all put in and you were real people with real profiles in an application, I would consider that. Yeah. And since I'm writing similar programs, it's adjusting weights probably, so you guys could work out together. I probably wouldn't charge the full 300, right? So that would be something we could hash out as an agreement, like in a group call. If you guys were if you were legitimately interested, hit me up. You guys put in an application, and I'd discuss it with you. Yeah, I mean, that stuff I can compromise a little bit on. I mean, I do married couples at reduced rates. M. Francis, looking lean, man. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Gee, when I had 40, I will never do 40 clients again. No, it wasn't. It was crazy busy. My back is bigger. No, we're not friendly. From what I can tell, the dude trash talks me all the time. That's what I'm seeing. Oh, we've never had a conversation, by the way. So I don't see what you mean by friendly. I've never spoken to him. He's never spoken to me. So. Gee, for less, I'm also not going to break down my full business model and plans for you guys. You know. What's it like to date a muscle mommy? If you're into that, it's pretty solid. I mean, if that's your thing, go find you a muscle mommy, dude. But you need to be the sort of person that attracts her. What are you doing to get one? No. Maximum, you're not going to coach me. Not going to happen. G for less, do you like really buff chicks, coach? Yes, I actually do. I thought people knew that. Y'all didn't know that? All right. What do you enjoy more, history or science? I don't know that I have a favorite. I enjoy both. Nope, I'm not interested in a coach. You guys, I'm going to make a rule on that you don't get to advise me to get a coach in my feed. Last warning. I'm going to remember your names. You both been warned. Very simple. All right. My back is bigger. Says, is it true that Danny Spiegel? I don't know about ideal. Do I think Danny Spiegel has an extremely attractive body? Yes. My opinion. My opinion. So, and I'm fully aware she has too much muscle for a lot of guys. But, you know, some guys don't have the equipment to get past those glutes. You know, I get it. G for less, because you guys know that I don't like people telling me to get a coach. I've made it very clear I'm not interested in hiring a coach. I've said it dozens of times. But now that you know, right? Both of you guys know, then you know. So there you go. I don't need a list. My back says she's incredibly hot and everyone else is coping when they say she isn't. Yeah, I mean, I agree, they're coping. How heavy would you want a 6'1" client to be focused on powerlifting? No more than 242. Oh, G for less. Okay, well, there you go. But you have now, so it's all good, right? You didn't know, and now you know. We're cool. That's how it works. Oh, man, we about an hour in. I guess that's where we are. So I suppose it's time to wind this down. Blondes or brunettes? Yes, please. All right. But I guess it's time to wind this down. Hope it's been informative. I love all of you guys and gals. Give you a forearm shot before we go. I'll talk to you next time.